Welcome to Movie Magic Studio, where African folktales come alive. Young women mysteriously die from strange snake-like bite marks, leaving the villagers in fear, a handsome and charming builder hiding a deadly secret. Once upon a time, in a village of Gidi, life revolved around farming and storytelling. The villagers were bound by tradition and faith in their gods. Women started dying from strange bite wounds, resembling snake bites. Though the victims were found far from any place a snake might be lurking. Panic spread through the village like wildfire. Parents warned their daughters to stay indoors, and women walked in groups. Yet the deaths continued. Fear grew, and whispers of a curse began to spread. During this dark time, a man named Layu arrived in Gidi. He claimed to be a builder, looking for work and a fresh start. Layu was unlike anyone the villagers had ever seen. He was tall and handsome, with smooth, dark skin, piercing eyes, and a charming smile that could disarm anyone. Every woman seemed enchanted by Layu. They giggled when he spoke, lingered around him, and found excuses to be near him. Men envied him. Layu quickly became a beloved figure in the village. He helped repair homes, shared stories by the fire, but beneath his warm smile and helpful nature lay a deadly secret. In a town far from Gidi, a woman named Bola heard the tragic news. Bola was beautiful, strong, and fierce. Two of the victims, Amaka and Sua, were her closest companions. Their deaths devastated her, but Bola was not one to give in to grief. She resolved to uncover the truth and put an end to the deaths. Upon arriving in Gidi, Bola quickly heard the villagers' tales about Layu. They spoke of his kindness, the charming builder, but Bola's instincts told her something was off. She watched him closely. Layu noticed that Bola was different. She greeted him politely when necessary, but kept her distance, her gaze steady and uninterested. While others saw his charm, she felt only suspicion. At first, Layu didn't pay much attention to Bola, but as days turned into weeks, he noticed something odd. While other women seemed eager to be in his presence, Bola remained indifferent. Her lack of interest stung his pride and sparked his curiosity. Why does she ignore me? He wondered. It became a challenge he couldn't resist. Layu tried everything. He offered to fix her hut, brought her baskets of ripe fruits, but Bola always found a way to politely refuse. "Thank you, but I don't need help," she would say, her tone calm but firm. The more she resisted, the more determined Layu became. Bola noticed Layu's efforts, but she played along, careful not to reveal her true thoughts. She wanted him to believe she was just another uninterested villager. She observed every move, every smile, every lie hidden behind his charm. She knew she had to be patient. Layu's frustration grew with each passing day. He couldn't understand why his charm, which had worked on so many, failed on Bola. He began to devise elaborate plans to catch her attention, but no matter what he did, she remained unmoved. For the first time in his life, Layu felt powerless. One evening, Bola followed Layu as he walked to the river, carrying flowers in his hand. Hidden in the shadows, Bola saw him meet a young woman. His smooth words lulled the woman into a sense of safety. But as they embraced, Bola saw something terrifying. A snake slithered from Layu's wrapper, its scales glistening in the moonlight. The creature attacked the woman, sinking its fangs into her neck before disappearing back into Layu's body. Bola watched in horror, but she remained silent. The next day, Bola sat outside her hut thinking. She knew she needed a plan. Bola decided it was time to change her approach. Since she had uncovered Layu's secret, she needed to get closer. One evening, she smiled at him for the first time. A small, deliberate gesture. It was enough to catch his attention. Layu's eyes lit up when he saw Bola smile and approaching him at the riverbank. For weeks, he had tried to win her over, and now she was finally coming to him willingly. "I was beginning to think you didn't like me," he said with a charming smile. Bola laughed softly, her voice as sweet as the evening breeze. "Maybe I was too quick to judge," she replied, her gaze steady but unreadable. Over the following days, Bola spent more time with Layu, watching him closely, as she laughed at his jokes, admired his work, and even accepted his small gifts. The villagers whispered about their growing closeness, and Layu's pride soared. He felt invincible, unaware that Bola's heart remained cold and her mind sharp, plotting his downfall with every step she took. At night, Bola sat by her small fire. She replayed every conversation with Layu in her mind, searching for clues. Soon, she whispered to herself, her eyes reflecting the flickering flames. Soon, he'll reveal his true self, and I'll be ready. Bola spent the next few days befriending Layu, pretending to be enchanted by his charm. Layu, convinced of his invincibility, saw her as an easy target. He invited her to meet him one night by the river. When the night came, Bola prepared herself. She wore a loose wrapper for East. As they walked along the riverbank, Layu began his usual seductive routine. "You are different from the others," he whispered, his voice low and enticing. "There's something special about you, Bola." Bola played along, smiling and pretending to be flattered. When they reached a secluded spot, Layu's demeanor changed. He stepped closer, his eyes glowing faintly in the dark. As Bola braced herself, the snake emerged. It was larger than she expected, its fangs dripping with venom. Layu smiled wickedly, certain that she was his next victim. But before the snake could strike, Bola pulled out the flute and began to play. The sound of the flute echoed through the night, a haunting melody that froze the snake mid-air. It hissed and writhed, unable to move. Layu's smile vanished as he realized what was happening. "What is this?" he shouted, lunging at Bola, but she was ready. She kept playing, her eyes locked on the snake. Slowly, the creature turned its head toward its master. "No!" Layu screamed, but it was too late. The snake struck, biting him with the same venom it had used on so many others. Layu fell to the ground, his body convulsing before becoming still. The snake let out a final hiss before crumbling beside his master. The villagers, hearing the commotion, arrived to find Bola standing over Layu's lifeless body and his snake. She explained everything, revealing Layu's dark secret and the danger he had posed to them all. She reveals to them that two of the victims he had killed were her closest companions. From that day, she decided to uncover the truth and put an end to the deaths. She further explained how she sought the help of Mama Iya, a powerful oracle known for her wisdom and connection to the spirit world. Mama Iya listened carefully to Bola's story and said, "The man with the snake part is cunning and dangerous." She told her, to defeat such man, you will need a magical flute. She told her how he would lure women with promises of love and adventure. He does that with a snake that lived within him, disguised as his manhood. This snake was his weapon, and with a single bite, it ended the lives of the women he seduced. The oracle handed her a magical flute, carved from an ancient tree. "This flute has the power to control any snake," Mama Iya explained. "But be warned, the closer you get to the evil, the greater the danger you face." Armed with the flute on her hand, that is how she set off to Gidi, she said. The villagers were horrified, but grateful to Bola for her bravery. They held a ceremony to honor the women who had lost their lives, and to celebrate Bola as a hero. She was given gifts of gold, cloth, and food, but she refused to stay in Gidi. Her mission was complete, and she felt it was time to return home. The story of the snake men became a legend, told around fires for generations. It served as a cautionary tale about deceit and the dangers of false charm. As for Bola, she lived a long and happy life, knowing she had brought justice to her friends and saved countless others. Her name became synonymous with courage and wisdom, while the name of Layu faded into the shadows of history. Moral lessons: deceptive appearances can hide dangerous truths. This story warns against blindly trusting charm and outward beauty, emphasizing that true beauty lies in character and vigilance. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.